Welcome everyone to our Symposium on Innovative Solutions for Healthy Aging. My name is Larry Cates, and I, together with the rest of the organizing committee, are delighted to see you all here today. Good morning to our Canadian contingent, and good afternoon to our Swedish colleagues. We are very excited to be here with you for the next 2 days. This is a great opportunity to share ideas and develop collaborations. We wanted the symposium itself to be innovative, and we're trying some new ideas, such as our speaker series, which is also being streamed for the general public, plus our mashups and our ability to move around the room virtually to connect with others. We hope you find the experience energizing. Now I want to introduce you to our co-chair, Dr. Sophia Backeberg, a young, enthusiastic, and dedicated instructor and researcher who was instrumental in establishing this symposium.
I am Sofia Backeberg. I'm a physiotherapist and a senior lecturer at the Linnaeus University, and I'm also an adjunct assistant professor at the University of Calgary. And in 2020, I had the privilege and pleasure to do a postdoc at the University of Calgary in the Faculty of Kinesiology. And I was working very closely together with Dr. Cates. And during that year, we started this collaboration with a group of excellent multidisciplinary researchers who has also been a part of this organizing committee for this symposium. So I'm very delighted about that. And we should also mention that we also have a university level collaboration agreement between our two universities. And that was signed in early 2020. And that was initiated by the Faculty of Nursing in Canada and the Department of Health and Caring Sciences at the Linnaeus University. And I have been very surprised about how easy it has been to engage researchers and colleagues into this theme with different disciplinary backgrounds. And that says probably something about this theme's importance, I think. And the theme for this symposium is innovative solutions for healthy aging. And what is healthy aging? There is very exciting ongoing research within the science of aging right now, suggesting that we should start to look at aging as a curable disease. But we are not there yet when we can reboot our cellular systems and prevent illnesses in that way. So therefore, we need to keep developing and innovate solutions for older adults and support healthy aging for all of us. And we are looking forward to listening to our keynote speakers today that will talk more about this and different perspectives on healthy aging. So what is innovation or innovative solutions? Most of us might think that this is mostly about technology innovation, but I would also encourage us all to think about that innovation can also be to think in a new way or to use existing knowledge or solutions in a new context or in a new combination or even in a new way. And before we start this symposium, I would like to thank all the sponsors. We would like to thank the Social Science and Humanities Research Council in Canada, the Swedish Foundation for International Cooperation in Research and Higher Education, STINT, the Brenda Strafford Foundation, and the Faculties of Kinesiology and School of Architecture, Planning and Landscape at the University of Calgary, and the Department of Health and Caring Sciences at the Linnaeus University. And we would also like to thank the organizing committee for all the great work that you have done to make this symposium happen. As you mentioned, Larry, we have a great variety in this group here today, and that provides a great opportunity to learn new knowledge from each other, to start asking new questions, and to think in new ways to create solutions to support active and healthy aging successfully. And we also hope that we will get to know each other a bit more here so that we can continue this successful collaboration between our two universities. With that said, I would like to present Alana Weisberg, who will be the host for these 2 days, and she will let us know all about what is going to happen. So over to you, Alana.
Thank you so much, Sophia and Larry. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's so exciting to finally be here today. After months of planning, I'd just like to echo what Sophia and Dr. Larry have already said. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys all here. For our first activity, we're gonna have Gina Freeman come up for the collaboration mashup. Gina, I will turn it over to you.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Gina, and I care a lot about creative collaboration. In fact, I care so much about creative collaboration that I volunteered to run the icebreaker session for the symposium. So the initial idea for the icebreaker session evolved into what we are now calling the collaboration mashups. So you'll find that these collaboration mashups might be a little different from what you're used to in other icebreaker activities you might have done before. First of all, the icebreaker session has been broken up into 4 shorter sessions that take place over the course of the symposium, building on previous sessions to help you build stronger and more meaningful connections with other delegates. Second, the icebreakers are centered around the idea of non-narrative introductions. That is, we're trying to explicitly avoid the kind of alphabet soup experience you may have had when a group of people all introduce themselves with their titles and positions and kind of backgrounds, and at the end of the introduction session, you realize you haven't really retained kind of any of the information that you set out to gather. So what we're trying to do instead here is build connections about what we care about and what is meaningful and valuable to us. Kind of like how at the beginning of my spiel here, I introduced myself as someone who really cares about creative collaboration. Again, about creative collaboration that I'm actually basing my PhD thesis around creative and collaborative approaches to health technology design with older adults. With and for older adults. So just to kind of give you a heads up, these collaboration mashups are potentially going to contribute to my PhD thesis as I'm exploring different ways of bringing people together to work creatively and collaboratively to solve challenges experienced by older adults. To that end, again, I want to flag kind of 2 things. First of all, these collaboration mashups are somewhat experimental as I'm still kind of exploring how best to bring people together to creatively collaborate in a hybrid symposium environment. This is the first time I've done this where we have people physically present in Sweden working together, as well as all our remote collaborators coming in from Calgary and all kinds of other places. So that is an experiment for me, something that I'm trying out, and hopefully we learn a lot. I learn a lot, you learn a lot. The second thing I want to highlight is after the conference, Larry or Alana or someone from the event committee will be sending out an email with a link to fill out a survey about your experiences participating in these icebreaker or collaborative activities during this hybrid event. I want to highlight here that the survey is entirely voluntary and anonymous. Neither I nor anyone else from the event committee will know if you've participated in this survey, nor will we be able to identify you from the survey responses. And furthermore, you're absolutely welcome to participate in the activities without any intention of participating in the survey. The survey just gives me an opportunity to get some feedback on my initial experimental foray into hybrid event icebreakers and collaborative activities, and also to potentially write about my experience developing and designing these, and also kind of how folks like you guys respond to these kind of icebreaker and collaborative activities. At this point, I want to kind of shift from talking about the high level of what we're hoping to achieve with these icebreaker events and icebreaker and collaboration events. I'm going to ask Dean to share a screen as I kind of start to introduce the first session that we'll be working on here. So here you see something like the room that we have for the conference room. And you'll notice that So if you go back to the room view that we have of that you kind of first entered into, you'll notice that along the bottom there's 5 tables that are all identified by the name of a persona. So you have persona 1, Margareta. You have so the Margareta, Isak, Marianne, Carl, and June. And so these tables correspond to 5 breakout rooms that are present in Sweden. The first thing we're going to ask you to do is gather at these rooms or tables with people you have not previously worked with before. And once you have gathered at those tables, you can click a button at the bottom of your screen that says whiteboard. So this on your screen, it'll be kind of right beside the exit meeting room. And so if you click on that, a whiteboard will come up like this one. And you'll notice that there are 5 frames, again, kind of with the names Margareta, Isak, Marianne, Carl, and June. So if you zoom into, and then also on the left-hand side, there's an example board. So if you zoom into one of these boards, and Dean will zoom into the example board, you'll notice that there's a persona of an older adult, and then a series of questions that you can answer. So if you want to answer these questions, you can use the Post-it notes, as Dean is showing, and type your responses on there. There are arrows you can use to connect different ideas, and a pen tool you can use. These are all kind of the tools on the left-hand side there that Dean is showing you. Now I know, so for some of you this might be like, oh, this is all a lot of new technologies, but I'm hoping that because we're in groups of 8, that there'll be a combination. There'll be a few people at the table who potentially used things before. So if you're more comfortable just speaking and talking about your ideas and responding vocally to these questions, I would ask that some of the members at your table would help by kind of writing those Post-it notes and responding to that. So if you have any questions, you can see that kind of here on the left-hand side, there is a example board that kind of gives you some prompts and further instruction with answering the questions. And also I will be popping around and kind of saying hello and popping in to see if there's any challenges. So at this time, I'll start transitioning over. And when you're done the session, or you'll have a 1-minute warning before the end of the session, so that we're kind of ready and back in the room and ready to go for Wendy Rogers' keynote talk that is happening after this session. So I'm going to kind of transition things over to the general room, and we'll be building on this session in the second session later this morning, at which point or afternoon, evening for our folks in Sweden, after which I will reveal what was under those big color blocks that is hidden for now, but you'll see it in the second session. So I will release us into the room, and we can kind of start exploring those personas.